Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the AmeriCanadian Gamer, and in the Halo Bulletin that 343 released on Wednesday, they revealed that they will be making some balance changes to some of the weapons in Halo 4 in the upcoming future. Now, these changes are still quite a ways off, but they did give a brief explanation of what they're attempting to do, and I'm going to break down what it could mean for the balance of the game. Now, the first thing that many of you are probably thinking is that they are finally implementing the long-awaited DMR nerf. No, that's not happening. At this moment, there is no word that 343 is working on rebalancing the DMR in any way. It seems that instead, they are going to balance the other weapons around the DMR to make them more effective in their respective roles, which will hopefully tame some of the power of the DMR at the same time. Let's start off by talking about the battle rifle. Now, here is the direct quote from the bulletin. Right now, we feel that the mid-range role of this weapon is undermined by the strength of the DMR. To combat this, we are looking at decreasing the kill time for the battle rifle through various tweaks. This means testing a quote-unquote 4-shot BR, with a reduced rate of fire, though these changes are not final. So as many people have requested, they are attempting to make the battle rifle a 4-shot kill instead of a 5-shot kill. Now this could mean one of two things. That they are either going to increase the power substantially so that it only takes 3 shots to remove shields, then a 4th shot to the head to finish off the target, or the other option, which I personally believe is the more likely one, is that the battle rifle will take 11 rounds to remove shields. This means that on your 4th shot, if it is a headshot, you will break both the shields of your target and kill them in the same burst. So to get the 4-shot kill, you will need to land 3 full bursts, with the last one hitting the head. The reason I believe they will take this route over the full-fledged power boost is because when you increase the power of a weapon that dramatically, you're just going to create a whole host of problems. A battle rifle that can break the shields of a player in 3 shots means that you would only need 2 shots before a melee attack will kill them, and that's ridiculously powerful. Then of course you have to balance that weapon around grenades, and it just doesn't work. Therefore, I do think it's most likely that they will make it so that 11 rounds will break the shield, with the 12th round being the kill shot. Now, they also said that they will reduce the rate of fire of the battle rifle. Now, this is needed to help maintain balance with the other weapons in the game. It will probably still kill faster than it does now, and certainly faster than the DMR, but you will need to be accurate. And because of the bullet spread of the 3-round burst and the 2x scope, the DMR will still come out on top at long range, but within its effective range, the battle rifle will still beat the DMR, assuming both players are of similar skill. Alright, now let's move on to the light rifle. Here is what 343 said about the changes coming to the Forerunner weapon. At this time, we have adjusted the range at which the reticle turns red to match the DMR. Essentially what this means is that the light rifle will now better compete with the DMR at long range. And for those of you who are unaware, there is actually a point to the reticle turning red when you aim at somebody. When another player is within your weapon's effective range and you put your reticle over top of them, it will turn red. This is a visual indicator that additional aim assist features are now active, and it makes it easier to land shots as well as keep your reticle on the target and just makes aiming easier all around. Now, currently, out of all of the loadout weapons, the DMR has the longest range for this effect, and if this change is implemented, then the light rifle will compete better with the DMR at long range, but will still most likely lose out at middle range and closer. So this means that the light rifle will most likely become the dominant ranged loadout weapon, and you will see it a lot more in Big Team Battle and Dominion, but 343 isn't doing anything about the massive flinch of the weapon, and they said nothing about the burst fire mode of the weapon. So if they implement the battle rifle changes, then the light rifle will still be a lower tier weapon. It won't have the versatility of the other ranged weapons, but you know, I'm kind of glad to see them attempting to make it more effective. We'll see where they go with it. And lastly, we have the Covenant Carbine. For this weapon, 343 said, the Carbine has been adjusted to take 1 less shot to kill, bringing it to a 7-shot kill. This change was applied because we felt that players who used this weapon and took the time to become skilled with it were not rewarded due to the weapon's kill time. So they're giving the Carbine a well-deserved buff. The Carbine right now is the lowest tier rifle in the game, and I think that a slight damage buff will be good for the weapon, but the buff to the battle rifle may push this weapon back down to the bottom, even with increased power. But none of these changes are final, so hopefully they'll work something out to make the weapon more powerful, but with a higher skill ceiling, which is what I think they were intending for the weapon in the first place. Now, all of these changes are meant to slightly increase the kill times of the weapons to make them more competitive against the DMR, which I think that's a very good thing. The DMR is the top tier loadout weapon in the game right now. Using it will improve your score. That's just how it is, and I'm happy to see 343 take steps to rebalance the game. But 343 had one more thing to say about these changes. The above tweaks have also led to the need to adjust the automatic weapons, which would likely be beaten at even close ranges if tuning ended with the above changes. As a result, the assault rifle, suppressor, and storm rifle have all received a slight damage buff along with an auto-aim decrease that requires players to be more accurate than they have previously. So to compensate for the improvements to the ranged weapons, they are increasing the damage of the automatic weapons while reducing their aim assist, which I believe that will keep them competitive at close range. Now, none of these changes are final, and we have no word on when they will be implemented, but I am happy to see 343 trying to improve the game. But now that we have covered these changes, what exactly does it all add up to? Well, if they go through with these changes, then the pace of the game will increase. If all of the weapons kill faster, then the game itself will be faster. And based on their philosophy of buff every weapon to match the DMR, I'm guessing that's the effect that we're going to see in the end no matter how they balance the weapons. Now, if this proves to be successful, then we can probably expect very similar balance to be found in Halo 5. And if this fails, then it's possible that 343 may re-evaluate their entire multiplayer system. Now, I know many of you are probably wondering what happened to the back-end tuning that 343 discussed at PAX East. The changes they are working on right now are really big changes that you can't just throw into a game and hope that it works. No, that's not what the back-end tuning was meant for. The back-end tuning was meant for very subtle tweaks, ones that would be pretty much unnoticeable by most of the gaming population. But going in and constantly changing the balance of the game to this extent, I mean, that's just a bad idea. Imagine getting online and thinking, gee, I wonder what weapon will be the best one today. I mean, you can't mess with the consistency like that. These changes need to be thoroughly tested before they're implemented. Well, that's all for now. I'll keep you updated if I see any more news about these proposed rebalances, and I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about these changes? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? What would you like to see them do? Do you think it'll bring more players back into the game? I don't know what it'll do, but I am really glad to see them at least trying. I think that's a really good sign. It really seems that they're actually trying to do something with the game. I'm excited to see what happens in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for watching. My name is Matt, and I will see you next time.